First, I feel like I owe an apology or an explanation to a certain extent because a particular person was having, well, a particular person that I know, I'm being vague for a reason. Anyway, a particular person that I know was having difficulties due to health, and I did not, or I was not able, well, no, well, I did not visit them in the hospital, and I want them to know that I was going through my own type of warfare, for which I honestly feel like I am a veteran. And I've been around veterans, and I would say that around veterans, I know how sensitive veterans of war can be about people comparing themselves to veterans. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm a veteran based on what I've gone through and still going through, dealing with the aftermath of the things that were done to me, which I will not talk about because if people really knew some of the things that were being done out here, I believe it would cause a lot of panic, a lot of stress, and a lot of anxiety. I also twice have attempted to post some of the stuff, but I feel like God twice has warned me that the outcome would not be good if I posted certain things in the manner that I did or the manner that I intended on posting them. Because I did security for a lot of years, and as far as I'm concerned, I feel like I'm security through and through because I spent a lot of years reading up on religious books and things of that nature during the job and after the job. And I took a lot of that information and I used it on the job and outside of the job. I love to discuss that stuff more than sports and a lot of other things. Anyway, I'm making so there are two people in particular that I had a conversation with in a vehicle, and you know who you are. So this is for you. This isn't everything, but this is something that I feel like it's immediate and it's on my mind, and I feel like it is very beneficial. So I'm just going to express it while it's on my mind. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. I have a history of procrastinating, and I'm trying to fight that. Anyway, this is related to what I would do if I was, what I would do based on my experiences with physical health and what I've tried and things of that nature. This is pretty much what I would do if I had issues with my um, circulatory system and my heart and things of that nature. First, let me tell a short story that I've told a lot of times, and it's one of my favorite stories because it's a good story and it really happened. Um, Maybe like 15 years ago or so, I forget. Um, I was, well, there was a heat wave in California, and I had the habit of wearing multiple layers of sweats for the sake of sweating more. I forget exactly why or what my reasons were at the time were, but I guess I just felt like sweating made it somehow better and healthier. Anyway, during this heat wave, I wore anywhere between 3 to 5 layers of sweats during a heat wave. I went to the park and I exercised and I jogged back home. And when I got back home, I was so hot. My body was so overheated that I was like frightened. I was under a fan on its highest power. Pretty good fan, too. Very good fan. Not one of those little cheapy fans. I was under a fan for somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes. And I was still, with no shirt on, and I was still sweating profusely. That's how overheated I got. I don't I don't know if I recommend that actually. Um, I think I may have overdid it. I didn't faint or anything like that, but I kind of feel like maybe I may have overdid it, and it's something I don't think I would recommend to anybody else. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it again, but it's something I wouldn't recommend because it's very risky. Anyway, the benefit of me having done that is for maybe 3 years after I did that, anytime I sweated, I didn't feel any significant discomfort. It just felt like this water on my face, but I didn't feel the discomfort at all for at least 3 years, possibly 5 years, but for at least 3 years. Anytime I had sweat on my face, I didn't feel discomfort. My feeling is that because I my body got so hot and because I sweated so much, certain things that can only come out through heat came out of my body because I didn't feel the same after that. I just sweating did not seem I didn't feel any discomfort. That's really all I can say. I didn't feel any discomfort for like 3 years anytime I sweated. And my feeling is it's like so many bad things. I feel like so many bad things left my body. I just I don't even know really how to describe it. It's anyway. Yeah, I just feel like so many things left my body that my body was just working. It just seemed to work more efficiently, and maybe that's why I didn't feel the discomfort anymore. So I bring that up to say, um, my brother told my mother that certain things can only come out of the body through heat. I don't know how much truth is in that, but I had to think about it, and to me, it kind of makes sense that that's a possibility. If not heat, certain things can only come out of your body with um, either heat or some type of powerful cleaning agent of some form. I don't really know have the words for it. Um, okay. So anyway, I'm bringing that. Sorry for. I'm trying to be quick about as quick as I can. But anyway, I don't want to be quick at the expense of being thorough. So I recommend a sauna for people who, if not a sauna, like a what do you call that, a steam room. If you can get, this is especially if you believe you've put, maybe you have not put the best things in your body throughout the years. For example, let's say cigarettes. Cigarettes, from what I understand, according to artificial intelligence, has 600 chemicals in it. And once you light those chemicals turn into 7,000 chemicals based on all the various combinations. So you could be having, so let's say, for example, a person may have smoked cigarettes or something for a long time. You could be having these things in your body, or a lot of this stuff just sitting in your body, and you need to get that stuff out. Um, I also remember a reading a book when I was doing security at a seniors building. Anyway, I used to like going to their some of their libraries because certain seniors buildings have little libraries and stuff in there. So anyway, I grabbed a book off the shelf from the 50s or something like that, a little small, like a pamphlet. And I think it was the name of the book was called The Mucusless Diet, something like that. And the biggest thing I got from that book is that this person believed that all illness was due to some form of blockage in the body. I can't say that that's 100% true, but I feel like it seems to be pretty true to me. It might be overall true or true enough. So we want our bodies to be moving as smoothly as possible. We want everything in our bodies to be moving as smoothly as possible. Um, Let me see. So if you can't, um, I forgot what it's called, a sauna or a heat, a steam room. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Steam room. If you can get to, if you're somebody who maybe doesn't want to work up a sweat physically, um, you can go to a steam room. Maybe get a gym membership. Make sure they have a steam room first. That works. And sit in that steam room get that body hot so that stuff can start um, um, coming out of the body, or easily, or come out of the body more easy than if you were not hot. I also suspect that's why a lot of people get sick during the winter months, is because it's cold. So you got all these bad things in your body, and because your body is cold, it's not able to get that stuff out as much. When I was jogging regularly, I rarely got sick. And I jogged regularly specifically for that reason. Not to I don't want anything bad. I don't want to give anything bad a chance to sit in my body and start doing bad things. So uh so again, I would try to get into a steam room and make sure that you have what you need as far as some electrolyte drinks, or make your own, which is pretty much, you can probably get a recipe off of Google. All it is a good quality salt, maybe like pink salt, which is what I normally use: pink salt, sugar, and some water. Um, I find it very interesting that batteries require electrolytes, and we do too. So, without electrolytes, certain batteries won't keep a charge or hold a charge, and I feel like there seems to be some similarities between us and batteries. So anyway, you want to drink quality water. Just make sure it's not tap water. Um, uh, there are two items that I would recommend purchasing and always keeping in your home because they're very inexpensive yet very beneficial for you. One is raw apple cider vinegar with mother. I believe apple cider vinegar has a lot of nutritious things in it, as well as helps get things out of the body. That's why it's also used as a cleaner. It's kind of cool that we can also use apple cider vinegar to clean, or we can use vinegar to clean not just our households, but our bodies. Not very expensive. And the other thing is baking soda. Best quality baking soda I guess you can get your hands on. They say get your um I personally don't mind Arm and Hammer. Um I haven't felt it's not like the from what I understand like the best quality baking soda, but it's what's been available. And anyway, baking soda, based on my experiences, when I take um, a serving of baking soda with water during the night, on an empty stomach, it makes it. When I wake up, I normally wake up earlier, and feel stronger somehow. And they say that baking soda can alkalize the body. I would maybe do that um, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. Also, remember that baking soda is supposed to be like in the salt family or something, so make sure to drink plenty of water. So it does some. I don't know what it does, but anytime I've I've drank baking soda water. I use maybe like about You're gonna have to figure out your own personal dosage, but based on my weight, I've used as much as a tablespoon, maybe even a heaping tablespoon. And again, try to drink a lot of water because this stuff has a lot of, I mean, it's in the salt family. Anyway, I think that's, I think I've maybe said enough. I wrote down, so let's do a quick backtrack. Uh, I would purchase two very inexpensive things, which is raw apple cider vinegar with mother, and I mean, I guess if you can get your hands on apple cider vinegar, period, I still think it's better than nothing because I feel like it's still clean. It still cleans the body out. For my personal weight, I've u- um, I feel like a shot glass worth of apple cider vinegar to like a maybe like a 6 ounce cup of water is like my personal dosage. Um, what else? Oh, I mentioned raw apple cider vinegar because if you just get the regular apple cider vinegar, um, I don't think it may have as much nutrition. So if you can, try to get raw apple cider vinegar with mother. But if you can't get that, um, I would just get any apple cider. Just drink any apple cider, apple cider vinegar, just for the cleaning benefits. Um, and again, the other ingredient is baking soda. So I would definitely always keep those things in the house, especially if I was ill. I personally always keep those ingredients because they're very inexpensive, yet they're extremely uh, good for you. So, I mean, anyway, um, meditate, relax, contemplate. You want to start developing as many tactics as you can to relax and control and manage your anger or anxiety, stuff of that nature. I'm talking to myself as well. We live in a very, uh, well, our world can seem very hostile and unpleasant at times, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed. And from what I understand, stress can cause as much illness. Well, stress can cause illness in the body. So I feel like, just truth seek and meditate. All meditation is just taking the time to um, take control. Well, the way I define meditation is to take the time to control yourself. Like if you feel like, I am upset right now, let me just like put myself in neutral at the very least. In a mental, put myself in a neutral position mentally and emotionally or spiritually. Like I'm not feeling good. Let me take a little break, a little mental break, and just figure out what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that. Often meditation is also connected to contemplation. I believe contemplation is pretty much thinking, but meditation is being present in the moment and taking control of your emotions and your feelings, and being aware of what you're feeling, trying to be aware of what you're feeling, what's around you. So this is something that we all have to do, which is also why I had not I did not post certain things, because I feel like um, there are certain knowledge that, I mean, all knowledge is not for everybody. Certain types of knowledge, in my opinion, can actually kill you because it's so stressful. It's so negative. So there are certain things I'm not sure exactly how to say, because even though they are truthful, if people do not have the healthiest mental and emotional state, and and if I don't have the healthiest um, mental and emotional state, the outcome can be bad. I've realized I've experienced this on quite a few occasions, because it's not just like, for me, it wouldn't just be telling about something bad or very, very bad and evil. It would be having to constantly discuss it and be known for that, and then have to constantly discuss it and be in the realm of having to always remember and speak about evil things which occurred and which are still occurring. So I have to um, speak about things a certain way. So anyway, sorry to backtrack. So those two things: raw apple cider vinegar and baking soda. You want to always meditate, relax, contemplate. I would also buy a grocery bag. I forgot to mention this. I would buy a grocery bag full of organic parsley, blend it using the same exact water, or most of the same exact water. Like, keep reusing the same water, and go through that bag, and just keep using the same water to blend that whole bag of parsley, for the sake of making that liquid concentrate. You're not going to throw the parsley away, of course. You're going to put that in the freezer, so and you can eat that with your rice and stuff like that. I've noticed that if you cook parsley with rice, it cooks much quicker. That parsley gets very, very soft. And I also noticed that, anyway, I don't want to talk too much about parsley, but I bring up parsley because I have a lot of experience with that particular herb. Because I'm pretty sure I read a book, and I wanted to I was reading about, well, a health book, and the health book, well, I was looking for um, plants or vegetables that had the most nutrition, and parsley was up there. So, because I knew, I'm like, I need to start eating healthy, but I don't see myself buying a million different vegetables. Just, let me pick a handful of vegetables, at least. Let's a couple, and the main vegetables that stand out to me that I use are, um, like religiously, are parsley, broccoli, and possibly occasionally some spinach, but between your parsley and your broccoli. Um, and I don't know if onions and garlic is considered a vegetable, but I always use onions and garlic. Garlic is very good for the blood pressure. I recommended garlic to a friend, and told me, he thanked me for mentioning it to him, because he believed it helped his blood pressure, and based on what the doctor told him, I believe. And I actually had a mixture that I was making. I'm glad I'm talking about this now, because I forget about the mixture. I haven't made the mixture in a couple of months, but it's a mixture that I got off the internet, um, where I use about, let's say, like equal parts garlic and ginger, and I blend it in apple cider vinegar, and I let it sit, and um, I drink that. That's gonna have to. I'm telling you, if anybody uses that, approach that drink with caution, because it. Well, let me tell you what happens. Another short story. Because you're gonna have to figure out your own dosages. Um, I took such a strong dose of this stuff that I just felt like like I might die or something, and I ended up going to the hospital on my own. I just went to the hospital on my own. I didn't call the ambulance or anything. Anyway, doctor told me that my blood pressure was um, like really good. And my strong belief, is that it worked too well, because my blood pressure was just, it was like really good. And believe that what happened was it lowered my blood pressure so much that I thought I was possibly going to die because I took too much. That's what I personally believe. So, anyway, what else? Did I talk about the parsley? Okay, again with the parsley, the organic parsley. I mentioned organic parsley because I to be cheap, um, and I guess to test it out, I bought some regular parsley, which is usually like cheaper, and I think I'm going to keep going with organic, because I remember my mother telling me that she felt that um, like, I believe it was uh, an orange she had um, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was the orange, I don't know if it was an orange or garlic, but anyway, she felt like When vegetables are sprayed with pesticides, they start getting. It's like they start. They, it's like they seem harder on the outside, almost like they're protecting themselves, or like trying to protect themselves, or develop like a hard exterior to kind of maybe keep the pesticide out or something. That was her theory, and I kind of feel that way about the parsley, which is not organic. It seems to me uh, too hard. It does to me. It doesn't seem. I don't like the texture of it. It just doesn't seem. Yeah, I don't like it. It looks good. It looks good from a distance, but it just seems too hard. Like, and I strongly suspect it's because of the pesticides. So I don't see myself buying. If I can, I don't see myself buying parsley anymore. That's not organic. So, oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry. So as far as the parsley is concerned, um, drinking drinking the raw parsley juice. There's something about it. It's I believe it has a strong alkalizing effect. Makes me feel calmer when I can do it. It's like you just feel like I just put something very good in my body. It's like your body is like, thank you for that. So um, I didn't mention a whole lot of other vegetables because I don't buy a whole lot of other vegetables. I'm very, I've got like 20 years experience with parsley. So anyway, I just believe it pulls bad. I believe it does a lot of good in the body. That's all I'll say. I believe it probably pulls bad things out of your body and puts good things in it. So sauna or a steam room, I think will be very, very beneficial. Maybe possibly do some light stretching or something while you're in there just to add a little extra benefit. And make sure you're drinking enough water, of course. Hopefully, it has, um, especially if you're going to be fasting, you're going to want to drink your electrolyte drinks or drinks with electrolytes. I mean, all electrolytes are pretty much salts, quality salts. You can get a homemade recipe off the internet. So I guess that's all for now. Sorry. Well, I didn't think it would be this long, but I just wanted to make sure that I was being thorough. So this is what I would do. Um, I might also. Um, oh yeah, I forgot to mention garlic. Um, See that I kind of don't want to. I don't want to overcomplicate this, but I religiously use garlic because I do believe it uh, has some good stuff in there. And what else? I do believe it lowers blood pressure. Also, if based on my experiences, which has been quite a few, if a person can manage to eat some garlic with their food after they've been drinking, um, something in garlic reduces hangover or eliminates the possibility of getting a hangover. I know this based on personal experiences. So I mean, just on too many occasions, even a friend who also drank heavily believed the same thing. So there's something in garlic that's so significant that it can um, relieve the symptoms of hangover. But based on my experiences, you have to, like, before you go to bed, um, you eat something with and you add some garlic to it. Maybe like um, I can't. It's hard for me to give a specific amount. It's anywhere between 1 to 3 of those little cloves, and as much as you can stand, maybe. But let's say between 1 and 3 of those little tiny segments or whatever. And so I bring that up just to show how significant that herb or that I mean, well, how significant garlic is. I mean, it's a powerful thing. So I always usually try to keep garlic around. Um, okay, that's pretty much it for now. I didn't. I wanted. I guess that's it for now.